Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Let's see, maybe we give it a minute or two for more people to join. I hope everyone is having a great start of the academic year and sort of getting at least mentally ready for the SMS conference in Toronto, which is forthcoming in about 2 weeks, maybe even sooner. And we are all very excited about it. So let me sort of go ahead and share my slides in the meantime. So I think what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and we will go in the following sequence. I'll start the meetings, then I'll pass it to Francesca to talk about the pre-conference program, and then Gary will talk about the paper program. So again, everyone, welcome to the Entrepreneurship and Strategy Interest Group business meeting. Thank you for joining us today. And for those of you who are new to the meeting and to the SMS, my name is Elena Kulchina. I am the chair of the group. So again, for those who already have been with us for some time, you already know what we do. But for the new members, just a few words about the interest group and what we do. So our group focuses on entrepreneurial behavior, both in the new ventures and also in the established organizations like entrepreneurs. And the purpose of the group is to help create useful knowledge on effective entrepreneurial strategies. So just to give you a few examples of questions that we study and include how can we build theory and strengthen theory on entrepreneurship? How does focus on entrepreneurship and innovation differ from other series of competitive advantage and other series of strategy? What are the appropriate research methods to study entrepreneurs and their firms and entrepreneurial processes? And what is the role of strategy in new ventures? And how is it different from strategy in established organizations? And of course, I'm not the only one who is kind of driving the interest group. We are SMS as a whole, and we as an interest group are very much a self-driven organization. And I am lucky to be accompanied by great colleagues who helped me tremendously, who prepared the conference and who supported the activities outside of the conference. So our program chair is Gary Dushnitsky, and the associate program chair is Francesca De Lorenzo. And we have a wonderful team of very supportive, very engaged and active reps at large. Flo-Hans and Danielle, they're reps at large and also engagement officers. So they are engaged in help to organize activities outside of the conference program and support the circle. And our other reps at large team, Chiara, Alicia, and Astrid, all of them, Flo-Hans, Danielle, team, Chiara, and Alicia, and Astrid, they helped a lot with preparing this year's conference and last year's conference. So as I said, I'm lucky to have such a wonderful team of people. So when you come to the SMS, please remember them and remember that we're really in debt to them and also Gary and Francesca for putting together such a great program that I'm very much looking forward to in 2 weeks. Okay. Just to tell you a few words about the membership and how it develops, the membership of our group. Our IG is one of the largest at the SMS, if not the largest. And it has been doing very well in terms of the members. We have a steady inflow of new members every year. We have a very good number of people who renew. This year was the largest. Almost 800 people renewed their memberships. And at the moment, we have over 1,000 members. Just to show you how this compares to the total SMS membership, the total SMS membership is 3,000. We are over 1,000, so we are over a third of the SMS. We are responsible for a third of members. And in terms of the dynamics, we are moving very much with overall SMS membership. We have a very healthy number of people who join. We have a great number of people who renew, and our membership keeps over the past 5 years, it has been growing steadily at a steady rate. Okay. And of course, our IG activities are not just the conference, though we have an amazing conference. We also have outside of the conference activities. In the past years, when everything was online, we used to do a lot of online activities through the year. Then in the past 2 years, when people were moving back to face-to-face, when we finally started having face-to-face conference back last year, this year in Toronto, last year in London, we've heard from our members that people were getting a little tired from being in Zoom meetings all the time. So we this year focused a lot on the conference itself, on the face-to-face conference and sessions and panels and PDWs there. For the outside of the conference activities, though, we have 2 major activities. One is our Insights webinar series, which we've been running since 2019. So we started pre-pandemic. And this is a great set of webinars with leading experts in the entrepreneurship and strategy areas. So we have 2 upcoming seminars this academic year. One with Evan Rowley in the fall of 2023, most likely in November, and the other one with Toby Stewart in spring 2024. So please look for the announcements of the specific dates for those speakers. The second major initiative that we have is Membership Circle. This is a new initiative. We've only been running it for about a year. And this is basically a place for our members to interact, to share their opinions, to share their stories. We use it for 2 major things. Now it's a virtual discussion board. So please feel welcome to check the circle and post whatever you would like to share with the community. Maybe post a case, maybe post a question, maybe start a conversation with other members. We also use Membership Circle for announcements for our IG. And as I said, this is a very new thing for us. So any suggestions on the circle content, any thoughts on how we can use it to engage our community, our members, those suggestions are very welcome. So please feel free to share it with us either today at the meeting or send me an email or send Gary or Francesca an email to share your thoughts. And if you're interested in participating more actively in the circle, like being our circle champion, maybe leading a thread there, a discussion thread, again, feel free to get in touch with us. We'll be happy to engage you in the circle. With this, I think I'll pass it to Francesca and Gary. And they'll talk about the activities at the conference. And we'll start with Francesco. He'll talk about the wonderful pre-conference programs that he and our reps prepared for you in Toronto. So, and I'm going to stop sharing.
Yeah, so I'll share my screen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, just go ahead and share your screen.
Yeah, absolutely. Screen sharing, yeah. Here we go. All right. Okay, so my job is to basically introduce to the IG pre-conference activities, which basically relate to the panels and PDW we have organized that will take place Saturday and Sunday, okay, the very first 2 days of the conference. So first, let's say that we basically have organized 2 PDWs and 3 panels. And this is, again, I take also the opportunity, as Elena did before, to thank again all our rep at large that have been really enthusiastic and also productively involved in the preparation of the pre-conference program. And obviously also to Elena and Gary for the continued support for the program to happen. So I just want to give you like an overview of what are those two PDWs and the three panels. The first PDW is about studying emerging technology, which takes place in the morning of Saturday, in fact, and is organized by Florence, Jacqueline, Tim, and Ziyuan. Okay, so this is actually joined with other IGs, and this is basically an effort to put together kind of active scholar in the space of, again, the idea of how kind of technology born and what's the impact on firms and society as well. The reason why I highlighted in bold a couple of sentences, because the workshop is organized in two parts. The first half is actually walk-in, so everybody's welcome. But the second part will be basically closed door to those one that have applied with their research, and therefore that will in fact interact with the panelists discussing the research and the interests related to the topic of the PDW. Okay. Second PDW has been even a larger effort, and we have from our IG indeed a contribution to the organization of a specific team for the organization of the Junior Scholar PDW, which is a classical one. As you can see, there's a lot of panelists happy to engage with junior faculty, obviously for the development, and in particular that will be focused a lot on the topic of the research, and this is actually something that again is a commodity, if you wish, for SMS and other conferences, but we also as an IG wanted to give our participation to it. Now, when it comes to the panels, we have three panels. Okay, the reflection that we organized, that we had for the organization of the panels, have been really trying to hit on some trends in the area of entrepreneurship and strategy in general. And so there's been a very nice reflection of the entire team to really understand what can we offer as panels for the participants of the conference in order to unfold some interesting conversation connected to current hot topics. So one is certainly artificial intelligence. So Astrid and myself, we organize this AI and strategy. So we will invite three speakers, two mostly coming from academia and one coming from the industry, in particular venture capital industry, to tell us about what they see in terms of impact of AI and future, but future means actually tomorrow's trend in the AI impact to incumbent firms, startup action investors, and interrelationship between these primary actors of entrepreneurial ecosystem. That happens on Sunday at 8 a.m. In the room of Willow Center. The second session, which is the 25-28, as a panel, is about scaling up. In this sense, the panel has been built around the idea to offer some insights, right? And to stimulate new research on the concept of scaling up, okay? And basically try to understand this area, which is a kind of an emerging area. So scholar and panelists that have been invited will reflect what we know about it, but also what we should probably know. So it's a very exciting, vibrant, upcoming topic that we certainly should know more. So this panel is again in the spirit of opening up a conversation that could stimulate further research in the field of scaling up. In this sense, I'd like to again thank Alicia and Danny, so Daniel, for the effort to put together this wonderful panel of scholars that will discuss scaling up related topics. And finally, the third panel, so session 25-17, is about emerging strategy and context in inclusive entrepreneurship. So basically, what we did with Astrid, Chiara, and Tim is trying to reflect about what does it mean inclusive entrepreneurship, which is certainly an important area of entrepreneurship. And what we basically come up with, the idea of building a panel, in which 4 different speakers will look at the inclusive entrepreneurship from different perspectives. Perhaps 2 of them will be more focused on the general inclusivity concept in entrepreneurship, okay? But then each of them will also look at in some specific context. For example, is when we look at some prison-related programs, entrepreneurship programs, right? In that specific context, Zeke, of course, will be about immigrants and so on and so forth, and we're going to have others type of sort of specific groups that we look at from an inclusive perspective and use the lens of entrepreneurship to see how can this inclusion and inclusivity can happen in fact, right? So the objective in somehow is offer example, but at the same time simulating future theoretical empirical research in the broader area of inclusive entrepreneurship. So conclusion, 3 panels, 2 PDW. Again, I would like to again thank all the teams for the great effort to build this pre-conference program.
Great, thank you very much, Francesco. I don't know if there's any other comments you wanted to make at this point.
No, just leaving the floor to you, Gary. That was the last comment.
Good.
Gary, please.
Go ahead. Okay. Hi, everyone. It's great to see lots of friends on the call. And thank you for joining. For those of you who will watch the recording, I just want to reiterate what we mentioned, which is please feel free to reach out to us either via email or during the conference. We very much want to kind of capture your insights, suggestions and ideas. And of course, this is a self-organized voluntary effort. And so we very much look forward to having those who are interested in being part of the journey join us. One immediate opportunity to become part of the journey is the annual conference. And so I think pre-COVID, this was kind of the main meeting point for us, and it continues to be an important point. As the program chair this year, I had the privilege of helping coordinate the interest groups input into the annual conference, and I wanted to share that with you. And so I believe you should be seeing the screen at this point in time. Very much the overall theme of the conference, as you know, is aligning strategy, corporate governance, and resource allocation in turbulent environment. I do believe this is one of the longer titles for a conference recently. And very much this resonates with the theme of our interest group, which looks at entrepreneurial activity both within a new organization as well as within established firms. One of the things that we do every year, along with the conference organizers, is to really pass out what might be some of the more specific questions that will pertain to the members of our interest groups. And I'm not going to bore you with reading all that, but I think that just in general, it's a great opportunity for people who are members of the IG or want to engage with it to kind of look within the theme of the conference, what are specific themes and topics that might be of interest to us. Where the drum roll is due is very much reflective of Elena's observation, is just the sheer magnitude and contribution that our members have to the conference. We have received 250 submissions to the conference. We are by far the largest contributor in terms of submissions. I think we are almost double number 2. We are more than 2.5 times number 3 or 4, and we account for 17% of all the contributions to the conference, and that includes the theme-specific parts of it. We also, as you know, the conference alternates between North America and Europe. I think historically there's been slightly more attendance in the North American one. We see that in these numbers, and so there's been increase compared to the one that was based in Europe, and I think that's just the realities, I think, of the last few years. We were able to accept, given our size, we are actually very happy that we were able to accept about 50%, so about half of the submissions. And what I want to do is just, as you see the sheer scale of this, I just want to carve out a special point to thank people who've been instrumental in making this happen. And so first and foremost, I'd like to thank Astrid, who was kind of my, I think GitHub will call it co-pilot. She really kind of did everything and was instrumental in kind of looking through all these, assigning to reviews, looking at reviews, and so on and so forth. Florence and Danny have been carrying, I think, probably I shouldn't tell you that, but more than double your weight, the average weight in terms of sifting through all of the submissions. Where I'm particularly delighted, and I think this has been the experience when I debriefed with Elena in the past, is just the level of dedication from our community. We have 168 reviewers, who most of them completed 3 or more reviews. We have a 75% acceptance rate. This is voluntary for a conference, 75% acceptance rate. And not only are we the largest IG, I was very impressed with the dedication and the willingness to contribute to the conversation. And that's really something that I think I would like to celebrate. I would like to encourage going forward. I can tell you that also in terms of timeliness and the quality of the reviews, this is further reflected there. And so really we have a large and vibrant and engaged community, and that's I'm very happy with that. All that reflected into quite a significant footprint within the conference. We have 18 papers and 9 common ground sessions, so total of 27 sessions in the program, and in addition to that, 3 panels and topical panels during the conference. I won't do justice going through all 18 sessions. By the way, just as an observation, many other tracks would have 5 or 4 sessions. We have 27. One of the things that we always try to do is build them into cohesive sessions and cohesive themes. And I think it wouldn't be too surprising to you to see some of the themes that we've been able to coalesce around. Some of them, as you can see in the top right, relate to the individual, the entrepreneur, what motivates them, or the way they undertake decisions, as well as in the entrepreneur in particular contexts, such as academic entrepreneurs, or interestingly, a couple of sessions that are touching on underrepresented or minority entrepreneurs. We have, if we talked about the individual, we have other sessions that really look at the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And so on the bottom right, you see a number of sessions that really take a broader lens at that. A few themes that I think represent growing streams of literature and research in our field are experimentation and scaling up. And so you can see on the left-hand side, we have a few sessions that touch on these topics. Resource mobilization is an important theme, as well as entrepreneurship within large organizations. All this to say that there's a really rich conference that touches on various facets of entrepreneurship research, and I think that further reflects the breadth of our community. I'm going to stop there because it really is best to go to the conference website, and I strongly encourage you to kind of look through those. Let me maybe just finish by giving special thanks to a person who has been driving a lot of our effort for the last 3 years. And so, Elena, thank you very much. Those of you in the know, the reps, past reps, you know how instrumental Elena has been in driving and in having the initiative for various activities. She's really been keeping us in check, and I believe this will be your last official appearance. And so, if I can ask all of you exactly to join me in a virtual round of applause. I'm not going to ask you to say any final words unless you insist on doing so. But quickly over to you.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you so much for your kind words. And I want to say that my job would have been much harder and probably impossible to complete without such wonderful support teams that I have, without my colleagues, Gary and Francesca, without our reps at large. And let me just wrap up here. With that, I would really like to thank 3 outgoing reps who have been with us for the past 2 years, who helped a lot with organizing the conference and organizing activities outside of the conference, but who are going to leave us now, but hopefully will rejoin us in different roles later on. So thank you so much to Florian's team and Chiara for all the hard work that they've been doing with the SMS, given how large our IG has grown since the time when I was a rep, for example, several years ago. Our reps are now taking a lot on their shoulders. So thank you so much for being such wonderful team and support team. And if you can, please give applause to Florian's team and Chiara. We hope to see them again as our support team later on. Okay. So with that, what I would like to do, I would like to open the floor to questions and suggestions from our members. We will be happy to hear if you have any thoughts about how we can improve engagement of our members, maybe some other activities outside of the conference, at the conference. Any thoughts, we would love to hear from you. So either you're welcome to just unmute and jump in, or you can raise your hand and we can call on you. And I'm going to stop sharing my slides here. Or you can put it in the chat if for some reason you're not comfortable speaking up. Gary, Francesca, do you have any thoughts on how we might be able to improve? Anything you would like to share with our members now that you've been sort of the insiders of the process?
Well, the one thing that I will say is this is, we are soon coming up to a cycle where people will have opportunities to take on roles within the interest group. And so if you are specifically interested, if you think that you know somebody who would benefit from this role and will be able to contribute, please do let us know. I think it's a great opportunity to both help build the community, but also advance your own interests. If it's by really making sure that your particular research interests get a voice, if it's by mobilizing other scholars around sessions or activities, I think this is a really great opportunity. And so whether yourself or people that you know that you think are ripe for the job, please let us know, because we are coming into an election cycle and we want to make sure that we really have best talent featured there.
Thank you, Gary. And I would second Gary on this. If you want to be a part of an active part of the IG, if you want to participate in building the group, please feel free to volunteer. You can either reach out to me. Until the end of this year, I'm still going to be the chair, or starting next year, Gary is going to be the chair of the group. Feel free to reach out to him or or Francesca, our coming program chair, and the new associate program chair who will be elected later on. And we are always open to the suggestions and thoughts from our members, and we'll be happy to do our best to implement them. As I said, we are, as a group and as a community in general, very member driven. Okay. Well, if you don't have any questions or thoughts or suggestions that anyone would like to share, then I'm going to wrap up this meeting. As Gary mentioned, this is my last official meeting online. We are going to meet again at the SMS. We are going to have a social at the SMS, and our IG is going to have a separate room where hopefully, if the organizers don't screw up, we are going to have food there. So please join us for the Entrepreneurship and Strategy Social in Toronto. We are looking forward to seeing everyone there, and safe travels, and see you in Toronto. Okay. Thank you, folks.